London is home to the world's most iconic auction houses, which have been the location for record-breaking sales and auctions of eye-watering proportions. So if you want to see what London's auction houses have to offer, then make sure to stay tuned and check out this video. Hi everyone, Arinzeh here. I'm a London-based property agent, and thanks for checking out another episode of my YouTube channel where I show off not just the property market, but London lifestyle. So this is going to be a really fun video to shoot because we're talking about London's iconic auction houses. Auction houses, while often for those with the deepest pockets, it does create a fun, lively environment where you can really try to get your hands on some of the world's most rare and unique pieces. There's nothing quite like the excitement of being in a room where people are bidding, whether it's on the phone or in person, and you see the numbers just keep climbing up and up. Whether it's instruments, art, furniture, or antiques, London has a selection of historic luxury auction houses for those looking to experience and invest in beautiful pieces. What's exciting about auctions today is actually that more and more of them are going beyond traditional things like furniture or art pieces to include auctions for things like clothing, handbags, or even sneakers and trainers.
Sothebys is hosting an auction to honor the late fashion designer Virgil Abloh. 200 pairs of the Louis Vuitton Nike Air Force One sneakers will be sold online. The shoes were part of Abloh's Spring-Summer 2022 collection.
For a bit of history, art auctions originate back to Roman times. Sales were actually held to resolve issues of insolvency or dispose of war booty and slaves. This continued in Europe until the earlier period of Christianity, but seemed to stop by the Middle Ages. Then in the mid-1600s saw the resurgence of auction houses with the auctioning of artworks in the coffee houses and taverns of London and Paris. The first auction house in Europe opened in 1674 in Stockholm at the Stockholm's Auctionwerk. Fast forward a few years later, and London created the modern age of art auction houses, with the sale at auction of a major art collection belonging to Edward, Earl of Oxford. This sparked the establishment of Sothebys in 1744, followed by Christies in 1766. While they have historical roots, today Sothebys uses innovative marketing strategy to transform how art auctions are held, and making sure that the auctions are celebrity-filled and evening events. People have come for social competition at the rhythm of a so-called auction chant, a repetition of numbers and words spoken by auctioneers.
I'm a 25, but of a 25, Bobby not 25, and a 25, but of a 25, Bobby 25.
Over the years, Sothebys has also invested in new technology introducing telephone bidding and satellite links. In the 1980s, art started to be transformed into an alternative investment. Investors started considering the financial benefits of collecting art, and Japanese buyers played a huge fundamental role in the boom of the market due to the revaluation of the yen in 1985. In the 1990s, the patronage of British collector Charles Saatchi, followed by the opening of Tate Modern in 2000, reinforced the rise of contemporary artists. The global art economy is now estimated at over $60 billion. As mentioned, Sothebys is the oldest and largest internationally recognized firm of fine auctioneers in the world. The auction house was founded by entrepreneur and bookseller Samuel Baker, and he opened to sell several hundred scarce and valuable books from the library of Sir John Stanley. Later on, Sothebys opened an Impressionist and modern art department in the mid-1950s by Peter Wilson, a pre-war trainee in the furniture department. In 1958, they hosted a gala black tie evening event where Kirk Douglas, Anthony Quinn, and Lady Churchill in the audience, where they sold the Goldschmidt collection of 7 impressionable masterworks. This milestone was followed by the late 1950s and 60s by other high-profile consignments, including Rubens' The Adoration of the Magi and Somerset Maugham's Impressionist collection. This focus on contemporary art redefined the presentation and potential of art auctions forever. Since then, they've had the sale of collections of renowned personalities such as Andy Warhol in 1988, Greta Garbo in 1990, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis in 1996, the Duke and Duchess of Windsor in 1988, and Gianni Versace in 2001. To highlight some of the most prestigious and high-profile auctions in recent years, there was the 2012 sale of Edward Munch's The Scream for a record $119 million, or in 2016, the hugely anticipated single-owner sale of Deborah, Duchess of Devonshire, the last of the Mitford sisters. In that auction, there were 450 lots, estimating range from as little as £10 to as much as £40,000, and the combined estimate was $500,000 to $700,000 was sold. Or what about the David Bowie Collector Series, which was the private collection of music icon David Bowie? Each drew unprecedented auction participation. There were over 720 bidders registered to make a play for the 49 lots, more than any other evening at Sothebys, with a pre-sale range of £8.1 to £11.7 million. This was easily shattered as it surpassed £24 million or $30 million. In 2020, with the cancellation of art fairs and traditional auctions due to the global pandemic, Sothebys was the first auction house to successfully shift to a hybrid digital auction format and created a new mobile and web experience to drive a much larger portion of sales online. Beyond Sothebys, Christie's is another iconic British auction house specializing in the sale of fine art, luxury, and antiques. It was founded in 1766 by James Christie, with their first sale in London on 5th of December 1766. They created their first auction catalog in that same year, according to official company literature. However, there are even newspaper adverts for Christie's sales dating back to 1759. In 1977, Christie held its first sale in the US, and in 1989 they held 42% of their auction market. Its main premises today is on King Street, St. James's in London, and it has additional sales rooms in New York, Paris, Hong Kong, Milan, Amsterdam, Geneva, Shanghai, and Dubai. On the 15th of November 2017, the Salvador Mundi was sold at Christie's in New York for $450 million to Saudi Prince Badir bin Abdullah Al Saud, the highest price ever paid for a painting.
Thank you all for your bidding here. And on the telephone to my left, and of course here, Loic and Francois, it is with Alex Rotter at $400 million. Leonardo Salvatore Mundi selling here at Christie's. $400 million is the bid, and the piece is sold.
In 2002, Christie's Friends held its first auction in Paris. Like Sotheby's, Christie's has become increasingly involved in high-profile private transactions. In 2006, Christie offered a reported $21 million guarantee to Daniel Judd Foundation and displayed the artist's works for 5 weeks in an exhibition that later won an AICA award for Best Installation in an Alternative Space. The company has since promoted curated events centered on a theme rather than art classification or a time period. In 2022, Christie sold $8.4 billion in art and luxury goods, an all-time high for any auction house. Its notable auctions include the 1882 sale of Hamilton Palace Collection, which raised £332,000. Or there's also the March 1987 Vincent van Gogh vase with 15 sunflowers, which fetched an auction record of $39.9 million. Making it the most expensive painting in the world at the time, at more than 3 times the price of the previous worldwide record for the highest paid for any painting. In November of that same year, they held a Royal Albert Hall auction where they auctioned the Bugatti Royale for a world record price of £5.5 million. Or if you're a fan of the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's like I am.
Don't you just love it?
Love what?
Tiffany's.
There was the December 2006 auction of one of the 3 versions of the Givenchy black dress worn by Audrey Hepburn in that famous film, which sold for £467,000 at Christie's, South Kensington. Or there's the July 2016 sale of Old Master Painting at Christie's, which achieved $44 million for Rubens Lot and his daughters. Christie's also offers non-degree programs in its London, New York, Hong Kong, and Amsterdam locations, as well as online. And part of the Big 3 trifecta, we definitely need to include Bonhams, which opened in 1739, founded in Tavistock Street in Covent Garden by Thomas Dodd. Thomas was one of the most famous print dealers of his day, and in 1806 they launched new auction rooms in St. Martin's Lane. By 1817, Dodd faced bankruptcy and handed over the company to a former apprentice, George Jones, who mounted enormous sales for the auction house. In the 1850s, George Jones partners with George Bonham, renaming the company as Jones and Bonham. And in 1861, the auction house moved to Oxford Street, with the plain George shop premises being rebuilt with fashionable Italian facades. Through a series of mergers and acquisitions, in 2001, they formed a new company, which was finally renamed Bonhams. During this merger, they moved to 1010 New Bond Street for the new world headquarters, and an extensive renovation program was undertaken in 2001 by Claire Agnew when Bonhams moved in. Today, they have a worldwide network of 2 major London venues, as well as sales rooms in LA, San Francisco, and Sydney, along with a network of offices throughout Europe, Canada, Africa, Asia, and Australia, as well as Hong Kong. In 2014, at its Quill Law sale in California, Bonham set a world record for car sale and auction by achieving $38 million for the 1962-63 Ferrari 250 GTO Berlinetta.
You have the car.
Their wide range of sales includes collections from Scottish castles and English stately homes to French chateaux and Italian and Caribbean villas, as well as collections belonging to iconic collectors including Richard Attenborough, Lauren Bacall, Michael Caine, and Jackie Collins. If you want to check out an auction for yourself, there's always plenty to choose from. Whether it's the old masters paintings being held from the 25th of September to the 2nd of October at Bonhams, or the contemporary evening auction 9th of October at Sothebys. Or you can check out the modern and contemporary African art auction on the 16th of October in Bonhams, or the fine and rarest whiskeys being sold from 18th of October to the 1st of November at Sothebys. We'll include a link below so you can check out some incredible auctions that are coming up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've been inspired to perhaps have an auction for yourself. I know it's actually a fantastic way to raise money for many charitable organizations. So I'm sure they're taking a book out of some of the world-class auction houses that we featured today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please make sure to hit that like button if you did, and let's let YouTube know that I'm putting out great content. If it's your first time, I hope you'll consider subscribing, as I put out weekly videos about the London property market and living in this incredible city. I'll see you in the next video. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if it's your first time on my channel, don't forget to subscribe to make sure you don't miss a single episode, as we put out weekly videos about the London property market and living in this incredible city.